Well, hello guys. There's no camera today because we're all being lazy. And
Yes.
yeah, and we got an extra person. This is my man's Victor. Um, we're gonna be reacting to House of the Dragon, even though it came out a couple,
A month and a half
yeah,
ago.
it came out a while ago. But I just reacted to it with my dad on the big TV, and he was like, "This should be in theaters. Like, I will totally go watch it in theaters." But I guess expectations. Um, let's put this shit in full screen, and it's going. Can you see it?
Yep.
What is this brief mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy?
I, Rickon Stark.
I, Corlys Velaryon. I, Ormond Baratheon.
Promise to be faithful
To King Viserys.
and to his named heir.
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
We play an ugly game. You have the determination to win it.
History does not remember blood. It remembers names.
Wait, it comes out in August?
In August.
Damn, that was a lot quicker than I
Well,
figured.
Yeah,
Well,
but
actually, no. In reality, because since I was so out of the game after the end of Game of Thrones, I kind of just like lost track of everything. I remember hearing about this, but I never followed it closely. So
you got to think of it though. It's been in production for a while.
yeah. Did they say how many episodes or?
It's
what
gonna be
is
the
this?
10. It's gonna be 10. It's the regular 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a decent size.
Okay.
No.
It'll be the usual like almost an hour a pop. So yeah, it'll be a decent length.
Yeah. What's your
I'll give
impression?
my impressions.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it looks interesting. I mean, I imagine, for me, after the end of Game of Thrones, I kind of became disinterested because of how bad it went. Am I willing to give him a shot with this series in hopes that it's maybe better? Because this one has an actual ending, and it's not like, you're left on you're on dial. They're just left you on. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
you're gonna be waiting on Winds of Winter for years now.
Yeah.
No, I think when I first saw this, first of all, I'm very excited for this show. And true, I was very sorely disappointed with the outcome of Game of Thrones. But I think this is a completely different thing. How do I say this? I think Game of Thrones, the last 2 seasons, they tried to do like movies. It was more movie quality. It was very rushed. It's what you would see in the film. But I think with this, there's something. It's like telling us a history.
Yeah, because it follows, I believe, if I remember the story correctly. This is like I forget their family who came over from the Valyrian Empire that collapsed, like right before it collapsed. Like they had I think it's some prophetic memory that went, hey, look, the whole empire is gonna fall apart and be consumed by volcanoes. I suggest you bounce, and that's where they went to Dragonstone Island. I think was that the name of the island?
Yeah, Dragonstone. Well, that's that you're talking about
Yeah.
Daenerys the Dreamer and Aenar.
Yeah,
No.
that whole thing.
So this is when Aegon has already conquered the throne.
Okay.
This is Aegon the Conqueror's like great
Yeah.
grandchild or whatever. It's like several. It's been like almost 200 years since the conquest, and
Okay.
it's I don't know if like because I'm a big history buff, so I love the history of movies, you know. And if you watched, for example, like 300, well, 300 is very cinematic. It's more comic.
Yeah.
I love the HBO Choose Your Plan. Like, they're gonna milk so much money from this show. That's how many weeks? That's 3 months of subscriptions that HBO is gonna be getting after August. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
And in fairness, you know, it looks like they put some money into this, especially when you saw the opening scene with the dragon flying towards the castle. It looked pretty fucking good, so...
I think you're gonna get just glimpses of the dragons in the first couple of episodes, and then you're gonna see maybe like full-on dragonage flying in the last 2 episodes of the season, because this is about the Civil War, the Targaryen Civil War, right?
Yeah.
And I think the first season is just going to be the plots, who dies, who's having sex with who, where are the dragons right now, where are the characters, how are they feeling. That's the first season.
Yeah, and the fight for the throne.
Yeah, second season is going to be full out war. This is what I think. At least in the last episode of the first season, you're gonna have King Viserys, who's one of the main characters in the first season, die, and like it's his funeral. And then you have all the arrangements to have his son be named king instead of Rhaenyra, who was the heir apparent. I listened to the entire audiobook of what is it, Blood and Fire or Fire and Blood?
Song and Fire.
No, it's Fire and Blood.
Fire and Blood.
Yeah, Fire and Blood. I listened to the entire audiobook, so I kind of know the history and everything, what should happen. And this yeah, but I mean, they had to take creative licenses here, because you can't, because in the book itself, it's a fictional anthology, so it's like a history book, but
they had to modify it to be like a political drama for this era. So.
Well, the way that George R. R. Martin writes it is that it's from 3 different perspectives. So, for example, when he's talking about, let's say, for example, King Viserys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have 3 perspectives. You have the Maester, you have Mushroom, which is like another dwarf character who's like a jester, and then I forgot who the third character is. There's a third person who's also commenting on the histories of this era. And so each of them has different perspectives on, you know, who's actually fucking who, is he actually gay, like these type of things. So I don't know how they're gonna incorporate all of that into the show, but it should be very interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I'm interested to see where it goes, you know. Let's hope that it's good, because who's writing this is my thing. Is it those two, or is it somebody else?
No,
I don't know.
Very different producers, and I know that they brought on George R. R. Martin for most of the screenplay, for most of the writing. He should be. I believe he, you know, they consulted him in many things, and he probably wrote some of the episodes, or
at least helped with some of them.
Yeah, let's just say that George R. R. Martin was very involved in the production of this show, where he hasn't released Winds of Winter yet. You know, like that's what it is.
We're all waiting for that book, but it's probably not going to come out.
I mean, if you've seen the reactions to the Jon Snow sequel, people have been very upset, because they're like, how are they going to release a Jon Snow sequel when he hasn't even released Winds of Winter or Hope of Spring, you know, which I think is the last, which is supposed to be the last book, you know, like, what are they gonna do? Because they're gonna bring on George R. R. Martin to finish this. I mean, George R. R. Martin is not a young man.
He's very much on the older side.
Like, he needs to finish the show before he needs to finish the books before he dies, or else we are all gonna be very upset because of his passing, but because this story was never fulfilled. Like, we never understand what's gonna happen. I think we can make a later video about what we think should happen in Jon Snow sequel, kind of writing the episodes. I think it would be an interesting project to make. I really have something in mind. But yeah.
Because I'll say this much on my opinion on the Jon Snow sequel. I only heard about it today. But my first initial reaction to hearing there's going to be a Jon Snow sequel in the works about that fall. It's post season 8, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, first of all,
it's
that's
gonna
not
be,
true.
It is post season 8.
So my initial reaction was, how the hell are they going to make this work? Because last thing I remember is he fucked off into the forest, basically, is the less than kind summaries as
Hey,
to
yo,
what happened.
That statement is some bull.
What statement?
The one he just said.
What do you
He
mean?
just found out about this show today. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He found out about it yesterday, actually.
Oh, yesterday. You see what I mean?
Yesterday.
It was all my shit merged,
Because
okay?
me and you were talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
It was technically today, but yesterday, because it was at night yesterday.
I don't think it was that late, though.
All right, let's not get
That's
into.
alright.
You guys are idiots, all right? We're into semantics
Yeah,
now.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know. You guys came to the...
So he came in like late as shit to the talk. But if you want my opinions on this, personally, I'm not a big Game of Thrones fan. All I know is that the last season was really shitty, supposedly. So I really don't know how well these guys are gonna do going forward.
Yeah, I don't know
They're
crap
just-
either, dog.
Well, we gotta think that the Jon Snow sequel. First of all, they're just seeing what we're thinking about it, how we feel about it, right? But this won't be produced probably until next year, and then won't come out until like
2024.
2024 or 25.
Yeah.
But here's a cheeky thing that that HBO did on Instagram that I saw. It was hilarious. Wait, HBO Max. I think it's on HBO Max. I gave it a like too. Was it? Yeah, look. This was the day of, so one day ago. Look what they put. They put this picture of Jon Snow and they said, "I know nothing." Like, tell me. Like, please, tell me it's not true, bro. Listen.
What does that mean?
I know nothing. The executive's trying to develop the sequels right now. Like, so this is the phrase that's attached to Jon Snow. If you watch the series, you know what's going on. They posted a picture of Jon Snow the day that the leak of a possible sequel came out. Like, this is telling us something. It has to tell us something.
They're being really cheeky about a show that a lot of people are kind of concerned about, because again, the books are not finished. Season 8 and Season 7 were off the books, and once they got to write them out, it was not a fun time. Now that you're telling me they're going to try and basically make a Jon Snow focused sequel series based around, his life following the events of Season 8, I kind of go, ugh.
So here's the thing.
That's a bit more,
I think
for me.
I think they could give Jon Snow a
chance?
No, a tragic ending. They can do, because I've just been recently just watching videos about Oedipus, right? And so what you can do with Jon Snow is do this Greek tragedy, basically, where Victor, you remember like the last season where he kills Daenerys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course we know that they had their romance, right? Daenerys and Jon. So I always thought, or at least a lot of the fandom and a lot of the people watching thought, well, she has to be pregnant, right? And there's a reason for the people of R'hllor, right? The witches, the Red Witches, what is their involvement in all of this? And I think they revive Daenerys, and so the children of Daenerys come looking for revenge. They're gonna take revenge against Jon, and then they're gonna take the throne, the Iron Throne. And so I think that the series has to begin with this R'hllor priest or whatever coming to the north to proselytize, because I think they could do a lot with the religion of R'hllor. And so you have this Red Witch coming to proselytize to the wildlings and everything, but she's actually a subversive Targaryen who's trying to find out where Jon Snow is and then take revenge against him. But then this Red Witch, who's actually a Targaryen, ends up falling in love with like one of Jon Snow's children, because Jon Snow makes his own life up in the north, and then you have a whole mess there. I think.
Oh yeah. I remember this idea you mentioned to me a long time ago.
I remember this too.
Like, I think it could be very interesting. A lot of plot twists, a lot of things just going wrong, and like they can do a lot. Let's just say that there's so much to do with the Jon Snow character, and
character, yes. The thing I have some I get hesitance towards is the writing. Is again, if Fire and Blood turns out fine and it's it's okay and there's nothing wrong with it and it's competently written, then I might be more inclined to give them a chance with the Jon Snow sequel and whatever idea they may go with it. And as you said, there's potential with the idea. It's just it's just that giant black cloud hanging over HBO and the people who are in the writing room, how are they going to handle it and how are they going to have this play out is the big thing for me. Because again, they could have a really great idea like you mentioned, but if it's not, they don't execute it, well shit, you're out of luck there. So.
I mean, that's what I've heard other commentators say, where they want to see House of the Dragon, see how well it's written, see how well it does without any book material, and then I think that the executives at HBO can give the green light of a Jon Snow sequel. And I think this Jon Snow sequel can also involve other parts where it could be about Arya going west. It could be about Bran, secretly being being evil and because he was impacted by the Night King. Or you can do politics in Westeros. How does Sansa feel? How does Dorne feel? Because they could fix a lot of those plot holes that were left by season 8. And they can also do something in Essos, like a Targaryen with dragons conquering and centralizing power in Essos. Like that must have some effect on the geopolitical landscape of Essos. There's so many things that they could do. And I'm very excited for the probabilities. But I think this video has gone on for long enough. We've actually talked for 18 minutes. Very excited. Let's see when we upload this. I'm going to try to upload it soon. As soon as possible. Make a thumbnail. Recording? Yeah, we were recording.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm using this voice?
Why do you think I was talking to about this?
Well, you think you obnoxious to me no matter what voice you use.
Exactly. Alright guys, this has been our reaction video to House of the Dragon, to the Jon Snow sequel, and to HBO Max trolling the fandom just a little bit. Alright guys, see ya.